Welcome or welcome back to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a special reading for those in the collective who need it. It's a special message from Spirit that needs to be passed on, and I'm not sure how many of you this is for versus not for. I would say just watch it and see if it's for you, and maybe the title will give you some information or indication of whether you might want to watch or not. But yeah, let's just get started. I'm gonna not even go through the cards, I just want to get started with the messages. Spirit's guided me to not bother with all the formalities today because it feels like people who are a bit more regular viewers, let's say. So let's just go into the messages. It feels like I'm talking to people who are, I want to say, like people from religious backgrounds, people whose spirituality is very strong, people whose sense of personal responsibility is very strong, people whose sense of wanting to do the right thing and wanting to be better in life is very strong. But I do feel like some of you might have got a bit overwhelmed and a bit defeated and a bit exhausted feeling, really. And I'm hearing that Amy Winehouse song "Love Is a Losing Game" in my head, which is feeling like there's something coming through to me about male-female relationships in the collective and people who are trying to find love and finding it a losing game. I'm finding that they may want to reject everyone, and I feel like it's not a bad idea, actually. I feel like you may win by accepting defeat with regards to relationships right now and just hanging out and waiting for your divine partner. And I have a reading coming up called Who Is Your Divine Partner, which I've just recorded. I'm not sure when that'll be posted. It might be posted before you watch this, or maybe just after, so keep your eye out for that, because I do feel like everyone else apart from your divine partner should be rejected by you right now. People watching this message who resonate with the kind of vibe of the collective that's coming through. It's like you really need to protect your energy from people, and that includes everyone, because it feels like loads of shallow people are around you and people who don't really have what you're wanting and what you're needing. And I feel like you have a very big purpose. You have a lot to do, especially if you're a man. If you're a man watching, I feel like you have some big career success going on right now, and you're important. Like your sense of responsibility to the world should be very high because you have a very important job to do, and I'm not sure what your job is. But it feels like you're responsible for things which affect others, not just you. And I feel like you may have a lot to do which is difficult, and it's like carrying a big responsibility. You have a big responsibility, and you may find the weight of it is a bit heavy sometimes. I'm seeing you might be on a platform where you're viewed by a lot of people, and it's hard work for you to keep up the work and to keep up the responsibility and to stay in the place. And I want to say to defeat the competition and to keep earning money and to keep developing and doing better. And I want to say it feels like there's, for the men in the collective, sorry females, I will go back to you soon. But for the men in the collective, I feel like the fact that you're here is very special, actually. Can I just say, like, it's really sweet that you're here. You do make up the minority of the collective, which is a bit sad for me because I feel like more males do need, like, spiritual healing and this kind of attention. And especially from females, there seems to be like an imbalance between male and female relationships at the moment. And it feels like for you personally, men, and for the women, it's like we're all having to balance our own inner masculine and feminine right now, because there does seem to be a bit of a lack of fulfilling male-female balance, harmony relationships in the world. So I want to say it's like for you personally watching these readings and coming here and accepting the spiritual healing, maybe a bit difficult for you. Like sometimes maybe it's hard to accept it. Maybe it's hard for you to open up to it. Maybe you can't take this healing time and then find yourself able to still go out and deal with the other men I'm hearing and not find yourself feeling soft and weaker than them. It's like you feel like going back to the patterns of behavior that have been maybe like toxic for you and not helping you. And I feel like for me as the reader, I'm trying to get you out of those patterns. But it maybe feels like detrimental to your well-being when you're in the world. And you find it hard. It's like opening up the Pandora's box of reading healing, or healing in general, or your emotions, like opening up to your own emotions. It feels like detrimental to your well-being, but I want to say it's actually the opposite. And it feels like you might have enough money to maybe take a little break and not really worry so much right now and use this healing time to take your meditation and take your rest from people and develop the skills you need to be better in life through these readings, because that's what they're for you guys. They're meant to help you in life. Like, they're not really meant to be predictive or to spy on other people's feelings as much as they are meant to help you to be a better you and to help you to manage better and to help you to feel like the world is not so heavy, to help you to feel less defeated. But I feel like you may feel more defeated by watching these readings right now because of how the world is like disagreeing with your true values and your true morals and God's morals and the values that are being shared on this channel and maybe other places you go for healing. And I'm seeing a rejection of emotion and a rejection of your own emotions, a rejection of emotional relationships. You may have been favoring the shallow relationships, the ones that are, I want to say they're toxic for you because it leads to, it seems to be like you're trying to open Pandora's box on the first date, and she's only willing when she's going to get payment in exchange for the opening of her Pandora's box. And you're seeing her as a trophy anyway. It's like she's just a trophy for you. You only like her because of her looks. And her looks cost money to maintain. She's not naturally born like that. This Pandora, she needs the makeup. She needs the expensive clothes to look good. And it's like she has time. And she's honestly probably in masculine energy because she's offering to you. It's like she's coming up to you like, hey, can I have some money? And I'll do this for you. And I'll do this for you. You may be getting rejected by the people who are more in line with your spiritual beliefs because they want no sex till marriage, which is probably what your ancestors would prefer for you and what God would prefer for you. But it doesn't align with what the other men want, and you're being encouraged by society to gather up options, and the options are all seeming the same, like very shallow, very superficial, and not having the healing love and the feminine energy that you really need. And it does seem like there is a big lack of feminine energy in society right now. It feels like some feminines are being encouraged to be masculine and compete with the men for money at work because the men have not been providing for them. And they feel very defeated and they feel like it's time for them to just go and try and almost like destroy men to try and take their place in society because the men have made it almost impossible for females to have feminine energy. And it feels like the female population of this channel, which is the majority, are very much better at keeping their inner masculine and feminine balance right now. But if anything, they may have gotten to the point where they don't even want men, like they may be angry at all men. They may have got into a toxic energy of men are trash and actually I hate that I have to be one. Like I feel like I have to be one of you because you don't take care of us. And I feel like that's kind of some of the feminines in the collective who maybe need to go on strike a bit. I'm feeling this energy of feminine energy going on strike in the world, and it's kind of like I'm feeling like men have been rejecting feminine energy and like rejecting the cup of emotion that was offered and being very fine on their own with just getting on with work, but not really because the toxic energy in the man's society, it's not very healing, it's not very wholesome. And it's so bad that it's like for you men watching, you can't even do your healing because it feels like you're now unable to get in with the men or like to compete with the men. And I feel like you really do need protection right now because you males who are watching, you are healers, you are people who are needed in society to maybe heal other men. Like how I told you, they're not really here watching. It's like they're more likely to be able to be healed by you because they probably won't take me seriously. They'll think I'm just a stupid woman who's just meant to look pretty and not having anything interesting to say. And I want to say to a lot of women who've been in feminine energy, not at all, and you may not have realized that you've gone into masculine energy, but it's doing things like approaching men and asking men out and trying to contact them all the time and waiting for them to respond. You need to give up on that. You need to just quit. You need to stop, and you might need to feel defeated about relationships right now, and you might need to hold off on trying to heal others and trying to give emotional support to others, and just do it for yourself and make sure you're dealing with your own emotions. And I feel like man or woman, you might need to do that right now because it feels like time, unless you're married. If you're married, I'll give you some messages soon. But yeah, it feels like everyone's got into a bit of an unhealthy feeling about things, particularly women. It's like feeling not protected by men, so you have to protect yourself from men. Like men seem scary to you, and they seem like they want something all the time, and they just want you as their trophy, and they have too many women anyway. So it's like try and chill and not bother them and not try with them, because it feels like they're rejecting what you actually want to offer them anyway. It's like you're trying to offer them love and healing and care and be their feminine divine counterpart, but they don't want it. They really don't. Like, they just want to get money and get loads of girls, and to be honest, they probably can't afford the amount of girls they really want, because let's be honest, children cost money to raise. And I am talking to male-female relationships where the sex does lead to children. And it is why God has said don't have sex before marriage, because it's probably not very good to have loads of mouths to feed that nobody wants to feed. Because nobody wanted those children, they just wanted to have one night of fun. Or a check, maybe, like they just wanted some money. So it feels like you really do need to protect yourself from the kind of superficial, stupid relationships that maybe have been focused on by society, and that's no blame on you if you've got involved in that. It's more like enough is enough, and I feel like the healed people watching this, the healers watching this, the people where you bring joy to other people on a day-to-day basis, the people where you have a very important purpose in society, where you need to be strong. And it's not very good for you to keep going back to bad patterns where you end up being less than you are right now. And I do know that the healing is making you feel less than, but it's not really. It's like actually just trying to help you to get stronger, where you can go out and be on your platform and actually raise the bar for yourself and lift the value that you have to offer and show it to people and feel confident about what you have to offer. And I want to say for most people, it might be time to say, actually enough is enough, and I'm not really trying to do anything that doesn't align with my spiritual beliefs. And actually I need to just like focus on being everything I need for myself and not expecting others to take care of me or expecting others to be there for me or expecting to get everything I want right now. It's more like time to focus on being everything you need to be by yourself, and try not to worry about the relationships with other people who are also unhealed and don't want the healing. It's like there's only so much you can do. Like, say your divine counterpart is in a very toxic energy, like either there may be a man who doesn't want relationships right now, like absolutely not interested at all, just wants sex and hookups and wants power in the world. If you're his feminine counterpart, there's nothing you can do to heal him right now. I feel like we've been trying to like distance heal. And that might be okay, but I feel like even that is like energetically draining, because this person doesn't want it, and vice versa. You're a man and you want a balanced feminine to be able to take care of without her becoming spoiled and maybe arguing with you when you get home from a long day of work because she's never worked a day in her life and doesn't understand the value of money and just always wants like a Birkin bought for her or something. Feels like you need to say no to those kind of relationships. But also, like, you may need to know that your actual feminine counterpart is so wounded by her interactions with men and by having to be masculine in the world to compete with men because no one is providing for her. It seems like for you, you might have to notice how stressed she is and how she may actually need your healing energy. Like, you may need to do your feminine work on yourself. You may need to be your own healer. You may need to heal the divine feminine, actually, masculines, because I feel like you're more capable right now. It's like the feminines are very messed up, except for those who are married. I'm reading for healers and people who are divinely guided and people who just want to be protected from draining energetic vampires right now, and people who want to open the box to deeper spiritual understanding and meaning so that they can be a better person in the world, so that they can maybe find more money, so that they can maybe defeat their enemies and defeat their demons. And I want to say for lots of people, you may need to get really strong in yourself to say goodbye to people. You guys might have to tell some people like no and get really good at saying no, thank you. And I feel like for the masculines, it's like more subtle. It's just like, don't accept it. Don't even pay attention. It feels like these kind of spoiled, pampered people who just ask you for like, can I have some money, please? That you need to kind of just reject, like don't even acknowledge their existence. For the women, it's more like most people, you just need to reject most men right now and kind of wait for the divine partner, who hopefully I can identify with the Who is Your Divine Partner reading, because they are very special, and it's not toxic people who are unhealed who you're going to have to deal with. Your divine partner is not toxic and unhealed. They might be right now, but if they are, it's like no one is going to get together right now if you're both unhealed. It's like you need to do your own healing by yourself and balance your inner masculine and feminine and say bye to everyone who's not good enough for you. And that takes a lot of strength and it takes a lot of energy, and it's going to make you feel a bit drained to even just like reject everyone or to say no all the time. It's like tiring, and especially for the feminine, it's putting her in angry energy. The feminine is feeling like giving up. She's feeling really defeated, like love is a losing game. The feminine is feeling like, this is a man's world, and it would mean nothing without a woman or a girl. The guys aren't really realizing that they might need a woman or a girl, it kind of seems like. And I feel like the man's world is a bit painful for the feminines watching to keep having to compete in, and it really feels like actually they're doing very well, but it's just like not really meant for them. And I do feel like some of you need to go on strike and say that's enough. Like, I've had enough, universe. I'm not doing this anymore. Please bring me my divine healed masculine who wants to be my provider already. And it's like for a really deserving masculine to actually take the challenge and see it as okay to wait until marriage for sex, and okay to make sure his feminine is provided for because he knows that she's going to heal him and give him one less job to do so he doesn't have to feel weak. It's like you'll feel stronger as a man if you have a feminine counterpart who is able to heal you and help you with your emotions in a gentle way where you don't really have to worry about them and you're able to take on your tasks with more strength. And vice versa, it's like for the females to not have to go and compete in the workplace against men and get all stressed and get all angry. I want to say strike from trying to heal your masculine remotely. Like, stop trying to heal him because he needs to heal himself right now, and he might actually need to heal you a bit as a feminine. So I'm leaving it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please do come for personal. The information will be below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.